True detachment isn't about walking away from people. It's about walking back to yourself. It's not a wall of ice built to keep love out. It's a veil of awareness that keeps chaos from entering. People confuse detachment with indifference. But indifference is numbness. Detachment is presence without possession. When you're detached, you don't stop caring. You simply stop carrying what was never yours to hold. Because not every emotion deserves a reaction. And not every bond that feels strong is meant to last. Detachment is what happens when your soul gets tired of over-explaining, over-giving, over-feeling, and finally says, I choose peace, even if it looks like distance. It's the wisdom of knowing that love doesn't require you to lose yourself. That empathy isn't slavery. That boundaries aren't rejection. They're recognition. Recognition of where your energy ends and someone else's begins. We live in a world that glorifies attachment. The more invested you are, the more real it feels. But that's how pain sells itself as love. That's how emotional addiction disguises itself as devotion. See, attachment clings out of fear. If I let go, I'll lose them. Detachment flows from truth. If it's real, it will stay. Love, when seen through the lens of detachment, becomes lighter. You stop trying to own people and start appreciating their presence. You stop chasing closure and start finding peace within uncertainty. Because the goal was never control, it was connection without captivity. People will call you cold when you stop feeding their chaos. They'll say you've changed when you stop responding to manipulation. They'll label you distant when you no longer absorb every mood, every guilt trip, every storm that isn't yours. But don't fall for that illusion. They're not mourning your distance, they're mourning their access. Detachment doesn't kill connection, it filters it. It burns away what was built on dependency and reveals what was born from depth. When you master detachment, you still feel deeply. You just no longer let feelings dictate your fate. You can sit in chaos and remain calm. You can love someone and still walk away. You can be surrounded by noise and still hear your own silence. That's power, that's peace, that's clarity disguised as distance. Detachment is not about cutting cords, it's about untangling them. It's realizing that some threads were never meant to hold, only to teach. It's choosing to observe without absorbing, to witness without worship, to love without losing your center. You start understanding that silence isn't avoidance, it's self-respect. That leaving a message unanswered doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've stopped negotiating with your peace. Detachment isn't something you learn once, it's a lifelong discipline. Every day life tests your boundaries. A text that tries to reopen an old wound, a guilt trip dressed as love, a memory that tempts you back into emotional debt. But you breathe, you ground yourself, you remember, not everything that demands your energy deserves it. The world calls it cold, because they mistake warmth for availability. But true warmth isn't about always being open, it's about knowing when to close. Because when your energy is sacred, not everyone gets a front row seat to it. And one day you'll look back at the moments you once chased, the people you tried to fix, the love you fought to prove, and you'll smile, not with bitterness, but with understanding. You'll realize you didn't lose them. You just found yourself again. Detachment was never about less love, it was about pure love. Love that doesn't demand, doesn't drain, doesn't destroy. Love that flows, not clings. Love that holds space, not control. Love that breathes freely, fully, fearlessly. So no, detachment isn't cold, it's clarity. It's what remains when illusion melts away. It's the warmth of a heart that no longer burns itself to keep others comfortable. And maybe that's the highest form of love, the one that begins within. Do you think emotional detachment makes you wiser, or just harder to love?